As you know, the project is in trouble, and we are in an end game here. That's what we feel. Over the next few months, some big decisions will be made, and I think they're going to go our way. So keep fighting, and thank you for all the fighting that you have done. We are everywhere. We have been everywhere. Albany, Cleveland, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Jersey, everywhere. And that's why we're winning, and that's why we will succeed in the end.
Now we need to go to Russia.
Sorry, Moscow next if we need to. So we're going to hear from a couple of speakers. Our first speaker is a very well-known Brooklynite. He's an actor and a writer and a director, lives in Park Slope, and you know him from all sorts of films over the years. Very recently, speaking of Endgame, he performed in a Beckett play at BAM. That was Endgame, and that is where we are today. That's my segue. Anyway, you probably know him in all sorts of roles that you love. Take your pick. I particularly liked his recent role in You Don't Mess with the Zohan. You should see that if you haven't seen it. Anyway, we're going to hear now from John Tuturro. John.
No microphone.
I thought you had a microphone here.
No.
Let me testing. 1, 2, 3. I'm very happy to be here and support the cause. I'm a fellow Brooklynite citizen.
Yay!
I know how hard it is to cross Atlantic Avenue and Flatbush Avenue at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I can only imagine with a sports arena there what the traffic problems will be. Anyway, wrote a few things down so I can be intelligent. I want to thank Don't Develop, Don't Destroy Brooklyn for everything that they've done so far, to shine a light on all the problems that this project will bring forth for all of us who live in Brooklyn. It's clear that the process from the beginning has been undemocratic, unfair, and anti-community. We have not had a voice in the development of this project from the beginning. And this is not the way to treat anyone, especially people from Brooklyn. The project, let's face it, is not really good for Brooklyn. These are difficult times. We need job creation. We need affordable housing here in Brooklyn, which was supposed to be part of the project when they initiated it, and is no longer.
Right.
And this project is the worst way to achieve that. And if it's allowed to go forward, I unfortunately expect that the project will not be about jobs and housing, but it will be a traffic and environmental hazard for all of us.
Right.
And an economic problem. And that's the best case scenario. Even more likely, we're going to be surrounded by all these parking lots, which are going to house these 4,000 cars that are supposedly going to be able to come off the bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge, and get down. We know what that is. We know when one car is double parked in front of Junior's, there's a traffic emergency. This is not the way to develop Brooklyn. For years, people have been thinking about doing this. But they really have to incorporate the people's needs, the community needs, and have a give and take conversation. Because all the input that they asked for was predetermined. A $900 million taxpayer subsidized arena in the middle of a residential Brooklyn is just not what we need. We don't need a boondoggle, we just need fair, responsible development. Now, I walk with everybody today to salute you and support you as a fellow Brooklynite in our fight against this undemocratic process. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. But just so you know, John is joining the walk with us. He's not going to make the whole trek. He had a previous commitment, so we thank him very much for making it here today and joining us. Maybe as far as Bloomberg's office, we'll see what happens. Next, we're going to hear from our leader, I would say, our political leader, who's stuck with us and led us for a long time now, since the time she entered office. As you all know, she just won a resounding city council primary victory. Of course, she beat Bruce Ratner. Delia Joseph. And we congratulate her on that, and thank you all who helped support her in that. Anyway, we're going to hear now from the Councilwoman Letitia James.
Thank you. First, let me thank you for all of those who were involved in my campaign. Not only did we beat Forest City Ratner and all of his thousands of dollars, not once but twice. It was the largest margin of victory in the city of New York, and I thank each and every one of you. I believe it was not only a referendum on term limits, but also a referendum on Atlantic Yards. But I want you to know that the end is near. The end is near. For all of you sports fans, we are in the fourth quarter, the ninth inning, and victory is in sight. And all of you who are out here today, the fact is that you represent countless numbers of individuals who really have great concerns with regards to the project. They are faceless, but they're in the thousands, because as I go to our community boards and as I go to our churches and as I walk the streets, the number one issue is, thank you, Letitia James. Thank you, Develop, Don't Destroy. Thank you for standing up against this project, because it is wrong. And what they say, Scott, is do the right thing. They tell Marty Markowitz and they tell the mayor of the city of New York, and they say, tell Bruce Ratner to do the right thing. And now they tell this oligarch to do the right thing. But as we march today in the cold, it's the silver tint of the clouds of doubt which hang over us. But the reality is that they told us that we were crazy. They told us that we could not win. They told us that I would lose. They told us that we were on the wrong path. They told us that we were only concerned about our individual own interests. But our numbers are growing. They're growing, and our voice is getting louder and louder and louder. But what we need, whenever there is a challenge, whenever there's a cause, we've got to sacrifice and we've got to raise money. Every struggle requires a sacrifice. And so we're marching today to raise awareness. And also to raise funds for this legal fight. Because I believe that we are going to win, and I believe that we will be victorious. And we also know that we are walking today because we are fighting to save the soul of Brooklyn. This is really about Brooklyn. This is about Brooklyn. This is about saving, again, the Williamsburg Bank building. This is about saving the vision of Brooklyn. This is about saving our communities. This is about Fort Greene and Clinton Hill and Park Slope and Prospect Heights, and making sure that we are one and we are not divided by this huge super block. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. It's about community. We are one community, a simple community of brownstones, and we want to preserve that which is so unique about Brooklyn.